अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों। लेक्चर स्टार्ट होने से पहले आपसे गुजारिश की जाती है कि आप हमारे दूसरे चैनल को ज़रूर विज़िट करें, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में मौजूद है। उसमें ग्रामर एमसीक्यूज़ क्विज़ अपलोड किए जाते हैं। इंशाल्लाह आपको बहुत फ़ायदा होगा। लेक्चर स्टार्ट करते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, हाउ इज़ द थीम ऑफ फ्रॉम मदर विद लव अ यूनिवर्सल थीम प्रेजेंट इन लिटरेचर अक्रॉस ऑल कल्चर्स। इसका आंसर है, the theme of From Mother with Love is a universal theme present in literature across all cultures, as it all about family relations, conflict resolution, and responsibility. It is a universal theme as it deals with day-to-day life of our society, where such types of issues can easily be found in all cultures and societies. We do observe such kinds of issues in our lives, such as a mother fighting with illness, a father facing worries and tensions, a young child becoming mature before time, both mentally and psychologically, and then finally that child taking up the responsibility of on his her shoulder quite sensibly. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 है, कमेंट ऑन द प्लॉट ऑफ द स्टोरी फ्रॉम मदर विद लव। इसका आंसर है, द प्लॉट ऑफ द स्टोरी फ्रॉम मदर विद लव इज बेस्ड ऑन अ सिंपल फैमिली who enjoys cordial relations with one another. The story begins with an ordinary morning scene where the family members are having breakfast and little chit chat. Then the story moves to the beach scenario where the conversation between dad and daughter starts. Later comes the climax of the story when the father reveals that the girl's mother is about to die in 3 months' time. The events are organized chronologically. The story has a beautiful element of dialogues delivered by the characters that stimulate the emotions and feelings of the reader. Question number 3 है, identify the narrator and or speaker of the story from Mother with Love. इसका आंसर है, the narrator of the story is the writer himself. He is one who tells us everything about the characters and the happenings of the story, but the dialogues by the characters also play a major role in developing the whole story, so it might be said that both writer and the characters are the speakers of the story from Mother with Love. Question number 4 है, analyze and comment on the character of Minta. इसका आंसर है, the major character of the story is Minta. She is young, energetic and sensitive girl. She is a studious girl. Studious की बजाय आप student भी लिख सकते हैं, who has a desire to continue her studies at the same boarding school from where her mother gets education. She reacts quite emotionally to all the happenings around her. She is a sensible, caring girl as she is worried about her mother's health. As the story gains pace, she behaves in a much mature way than is expected from her. Finally, after her mother's death, she courageously takes the responsibility of taking care of her father and home on her shoulders. Question number 5 है, what is the conflict in the story? How is it resolved? इसका आंसर है, the story has a little web of conflicts. The conflict between Minta's dreams and real life scenario. The conflict between that exists between the ideal and real world. Minta is one who is experiencing all these conflicts in her life. Being a sensible girl, Minta reacts to all the situations and happenings in a quite mature way by overcoming the conflicts and taking up the responsibility of her mother just like her mother. Sorry, taking up the responsibility of her home just like her mother. Hence, Minta herself resolves the conflicts. Question number 6 है where does Minta's father take her to discuss her mother's illness? इसका आंसर है Minta's father takes her down to the beach to discuss her mother's illness and falling health. He wants to tell her everything about her mother's illness that she has 3 months or less than that to survive. He wants to make her ready for the harsh and difficult things that are going to happen to her in a near future. Question number 7 है which approach would have preferred deception or honesty? If you had to deal with similar circumstances like Minta's mother, give reasons for your choice. इसका आंसर है if I had to deal with similar circumstances like Minta's mother, I would have preferred honesty. The reason is that if a person already knows about his illness, then if we would tell him that he has less time left, then it provides him a chance to wind up all his matters, especially those related to property or handing over other responsibilities. We have witnessed many cases that after the death of a deceased person, if he had not made his will, then fights and arguments start that sometimes may lead to taking the life of one another. Question number 8 है how did the vitamin pills become the symbol of responsibility? इसका आंसर है vitamin pills became this symbol of responsibility because when Minta's mother asked her to take care of her father and gave him vitamin pills on time. This showed that her mother was handing over her responsibility to Minta as a mature and responsible girl. Question number 9 है how did Minta change over the course of the story? Limit your answer to just 5 sentences. इसका आंसर है Minta, the main character of the story, was a small girl, was a young girl, लिख सकते हैं आप. She was a sensitive natured girl when she came to know about her mother's serious condition that she had little time left. She accepted the reality quite courageously. She then mentally prepared herself to face the worst situation that would be happening in her life. She sensibly took the responsibility of taking care of her father and home that reflected her mature attitude towards life. Question number 10 है why was the blue chair significant? Explain. इसका आंसर है in this story the blue chair was a symbol of power and responsibility. When Minta's mother was seriously ill and was admitted to the hospital, the blue chair on which she used to sit remained vacant. It showed that the home was lacking someone who was mature and responsible. After her mother's death, when Minta sat on the blue chair, this gave a clear indication that Minta had taken her mother's place by accepting the responsibility of her home. Last question है question number 11. Explain how Minta knows that her mother accepted death. Why is that knowledge comforting to her? इसका आंसर है when her mother starts handing over the responsibilities to Minta, she knows that her mother has accepted death. Later on, after her mother's death, when she opens the cupboard of her mother, she finds a trunk, and on opening that, she is surprised to see a number of gifts wrapped nicely with the tags written out in her mother's script. This makes it clear to Minta that her mother knows about the severity of her illness and approaching death. That's why she has prepared everything for Christmas beforehand. That knowledge is comforting to her because her mother makes herself ready for facing the bitter reality of life in quite a courageous way.